Hi everybody, welcome to our new channel, Buen Provecho. We are Lou and Jessica Tista, and Lou's gonna explain to you what we're gonna be doing on this channel.
Well, as Jesse said, this is Buen Provecho, which loosely translates to good enjoyment in English, but we do enjoy good food, and today we're gonna be cooking some Albondigas soup. It's a little chilly out there, so it's a good meal for a day like this. So we'll go ahead and show you what we're working with here. And if you want to pan the camera to the ingredients. So we're going to start off with the heart of the meal. This is the ground beef. We have some locally ground beef that a friend of ours gave to us. And we're going to mix that a little bit with some of this 7327 meat as well. And so with the meat, we're basically going to chop up some mint, which is traditionally more Guatemalan thing to do. I learned that from my mom. I know the Mexicans usually don't add mint to the meatballs, but we do. So it'll basically be the meat, mint, and rice inside of the meatballs. And then we're gonna add some seasonings such as cumin, salt, pepper, and that's about it. After that, we have the vegetables that are gonna be going into it, which are potatoes, zucchinis, carrots, and we have some broth as well. And I have a little bit of this. You could also use some of the Knorrs, and you can mix it with a little bit of hot water and use that as your broth as well. So we'll go ahead and start getting to work and give you progression as we go. Welcome back, guys. We're here at Stage Meat. We are gonna be putting together the seasonings that go with the meat, the herbs, and the rice. So you want to get your meat separated. And like I said earlier, I put in some pepper, I put in some cumin, some salt, I put in a little bit of cayenne pepper just for a touch of spice. And then we're gonna add rice to it as well. So these are our basic ingredients. You want to form these balls to you really have two choices. Well, you have more than two choices, but two different things you can do. You can either make them small, so they're almost a bite or two, or you can make them big. I traditionally have always made them a little bit bigger. Don't know why. I think the place in LA that I used to go get my Albondigas soup gave you 3 of them, and they were huge. So I kind of modeled it after that. So we're gonna go ahead and form these, and then we'll show you once they're done. Hey guys, we're still in the meatball making process right now, and something that everyone who's ever worked in the kitchen before, cook, chef, appreciates is having things in uniform size, like consistency. So for the meatball part, I grabbed a 1/3 cup container. I have 2 different kinds for 2 different purposes. Obviously, these are for baking. But I use them to make sure that everything came out in the right size. So now that I took them out, use this, I'll go ahead and round them out and make some nice balls out of them, and we'll move on to the next stage. And that's Mateo in the background crying, by the way. Or are you shy?
So like what we've said is this is a family house. Family's everything.
Okay?
So here's one of our little ones here. Jonah, say hi. Hello.
Hey, Mateo.
And Mateo, you want to say hi? And here's our other little one who's likes to make lots of fun ruckus in the house. And there he is, off and at him.
Hey guys, so we're past the meat stage, and now we're moving on to the broth. What we're gonna do here right now is we're gonna saute a little bit of garlic. We're gonna add a little bit of onion to that. We're gonna let those onions get translucent. We're gonna throw in some bay leaves. And we're gonna add our beef stock. We're gonna add some oregano to that. And a little bit more cumin. And we're gonna let it go. I don't usually add any salt to the very end because it's easy to over salt and you can't get rid of it, but if you do it at the end, you can get the right amount that you need. So we'll go ahead and get this going, and I'll show you what it looks like in a moment. One thing I forgot to mention was that I put bay leaves in this. Bay leaves are actually a really great way to extract flavor from meats. It pulls out the fat as well, and it's an aromatic as well, so it makes everything smell a lot better. Okay, so I'm going to add a couple of tomatoes to this to give it a little bit of color as well. Some people like clear broth, and some like it a little bit reddish. Also, the tomatoes help with this, and so do some dried chilies if you like. I'm going to leave the chilies out of this. I like using those for other things, like for example when I make my pozole. So, but that's another day. Yeah. Okay, so now we have our broth simmering. We're gonna let it go for a while. It has the tomatoes inside, it has the oregano, it has garlic, it has the sauteed onions. So what we're gonna do next, we've had the meatballs inside the other fridge cooling down so they can become a little bit more firm. And now that we're ready with our broth, we're gonna go ahead and put those meatballs inside here. And once those are cooked all the way through, then we could add our vegetables. So the meatballs will cook approximately for about 15 to 20 minutes until they're fully done. Then after that will basically be one of your last stages. We're gonna add the vegetables to that. And what you wanna do with the vegetables is whatever's gonna take the longest to cook, you put in first. So in this case, we have potatoes, and then will be the carrots, and at the very end, we'll put in the zucchini. The cilantro has two purposes. I like putting cilantro in it as soon as the soup is done completely. It gives it a nice herby taste, and if you like, you could also chop some up with a little bit of onion and put it inside your soup as well. Okay, so now we're putting the meatballs in the pot. These are gonna cook for 15 to 20 minutes all the way through. And after that, we will put in our vegetables. I like putting in lots of meatballs because this is a dish that I love eating for leftovers the next day, as is pretty much any soup, because if you know the tistas, you know the tistas love soup. So here we go.
Doesn't matter the weather, whether it's 20 degrees out or if it's 90 degrees out.
That's
soup.
right.
Soup is life.
Okay, so next, guys, we're gonna put in our vegetables. We're gonna put in our carrots and potatoes, and we're gonna allow these to cook for about 10 minutes, and then we'll do the zucchinis. And once we put the zucchinis in, we'll do our final taste test to make sure that the salt is good and that the flavor is on point. So we'll wait till then.
Yummy. We're almost there. In my opinion, nothing tastes better than a freshly toasted tortilla over flame.
Guys, well, sopa de albondigas is ready to eat. So we got our meatballs, we got our zucchini, carrots, potatoes. So all there is left to do is just serve it up, put some garnishes on, and enjoy. And timer's right on time. Buen provecho!
Enjoy.